Coming up at DC News Now at 4, a new way to keep an eye on crime in the DMV. New details as DC's mayor speaks with lawmakers.
Plus, we're learning more about the man behind this house explosion in Arlington. More reaction from the community.
Colder air looks to stick around through your Wednesday night. We'll let you know when these temperatures could start to warm up.
Then, the latest GOP debate airing tonight. Our Capitol correspondent tells us what to expect.
And we're looking at the lasting legacy of TV pioneer Norman Lear.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Thanks for joining us on this Wednesday for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Annalisa Gale. Our top story here at 4, an hours-long standoff has come to an end in Montgomery County, Maryland. A man barricading himself inside the Westfield Wheaton Mall, now in police custody.
Police responded to the JCPenney for someone allegedly shoplifting around 10:30 this morning. The suspect then barricaded himself inside a fitting room armed with a knife. The store was evacuated as police talked with the suspect, and police told DC News Now that they used pepper balls to get the suspect to come out.
Is now currently being evaluated by Montgomery County Fire Rescue, and he will be transported to Montgomery County Central Processing Unit.
Now, JCPenney will remain closed for the rest of the day. Police have not released the suspect's name.
Also developing right now, Las Vegas Metro Police are responding to reports that multiple people have been shot on the campus of University of Nevada, Las Vegas, or UNLV. They say the suspected shooter has died. We don't know how that suspect died or exactly how many people were shot or their conditions. We're going to have updates for you on air and online at DCNewsNow.com as we learn more. Well, switching gears, have you been outside this afternoon? You might have caught this. Some wintry precipitation falling in parts of the DMV. Not enough to stick, but a sign of the winter season nonetheless.
Indeed, Mark. And taking a live look outside in Roslyn right now, there you see the sun peeking out a bit there. That's a good sign there.
It is a good sign. Let's head over now to meteorologist Damon Madsen. First look at the forecast. Damon, you and I took a little walk today during the lunch break. Not bad, but we've had better.
It was brisk. I had 2 coats on. I was trying to stay a little warm if I could because, yeah, folks, it's not been the most ideal day out there. We are less than 2 weeks away from the first day of winter, and you really started to feel it out there with this Clipper system passing through the area. Part of the reason for that chill in the air, we've had some pretty consistent wind. It's been breezy at 10 to 20 miles per hour, so you get that wind coupled with some colder temperatures, and then that Clipper system still has not totally exited the area, at least up until this hour. There's some of that light precipitation that's been popping up across north central southern Maryland into DC at times. It's mostly been just a light sprinkle, but like you saw in that video there, yes, a little bit of sleet tried mixing in out toward parts of Montgomery County early this afternoon. But for the most part, that precip is coming to an end, and we're even seeing the cloud cover start to break up like you saw in our live shot there. There's the last bit of this Clipper system pulling away off to the east, and there is clear sky in behind it there, as we are expecting things to calm down and turn more clear as we go through the evening time into the night tonight. Now, it's a double-edged sword as we clear out the cloud cover and we lose those breezy winds. It's the perfect setup for temperatures to tumble down toward the freezing mark by 10 to 11 o'clock tonight already, as it is going to be a rather cold one heading into your Thursday morning. But folks, a warm-up is on the way. We'll let you know how warm those temperatures could get before the end of the week, and we'll talk about our next storm system that's on the way down the line here. That's all coming up in your full forecast in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. Well, turning now to the district, where a judge said today that the Department of Youth and Rehabilitation Services continues to disobey orders to place certain kids in shelters instead of detention facilities. Our Daniel Hamburg was in the courtroom. He's joining us live from the D.C. Superior Courthouse now. And Daniel, DYRS is now saying additional beds are being added, but what else are you learning?
Well, Annalisa, the judge acknowledged today that progress is being made because more bed space is being added. But this is all in continuation of a contempt hearing from last month over DYRS not adding enough bed space and complying with the judge's orders. Today, the judge saying DYRS is still not in compliance. Now, since that November 13th hearing, there have been 10 additional cases where kids have been held in detention at the Youth Services Center against the judge's order to place them in less restrictive shelters. DYRS Director Sam Abed said the mayor's emergency order signed last month is helping to streamline the process of getting additional beds online. That includes 10 additional beds at the Youth Services Center and 16 additional shelter beds at 2 different facilities, but those private facilities are still not up and running just yet. Eduardo Ferrer, Policy Director of the Georgetown Juvenile Justice Initiative, says the district needs to move more quickly.
I think it's important that we hold adults accountable, just like we've been talking about holding kids accountable for making sure that we're providing safe, supportive bed space when it's ordered by the court.
Now, right now, there are 15 vacancies in shelter beds, 10 of them for boys and 5 of them for girls. But of course, the judge noted that those numbers certainly fluctuate. So she was pushing for another status update on November 18th and a continuation of this contempt hearing on December 19th. Annalisa.
Daniel, thank you. And we know there have been staffing shortages as well at the Youth Services Center there. DYRS says it has hired more staff, correct?
That is correct. Today, the director testified that there have been 14 direct care hires that will be split between the Youth Services Center and New Beginnings, those 2 secure detention facilities that the district operates. But of course, there have been many complaints that we've gotten from parents and even council members over the last several weeks of situations because of that understaffing at these facilities. We're live at D.C. Superior Court. Daniel Hamburg, D.C. News Now.
Daniel, thank you. On Capitol Hill, D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser met in a closed-door meeting with select members of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee to discuss public safety in the district. Crime has been on the rise with more than 250 homicides, the most in 2 decades, as well as spikes in carjackings and overall crime.
Now, our political and government reporter Leonard N. Fleming caught up with the mayor after that closed-door hearing. He's joining us live in the newsroom. Leonard, what else did she have to say today?
Mark and Annalisa, Mayor Bowser said she felt encouraged and thought it was a good faith discussion between her and congressional members about the crime issues in D.C. and the ways to solve the crime problem. The hour-long meeting with the mayor and her new police chief and the House Oversight Committee touched on how the city is grappling with crime with more than 250 homicides this year. The mayor is asking for speedy approval for judges for D.C. courts, more cooperation with the federal government to help combat crime, and a very big ask, allowing D.C. to tax marijuana sales, which would essentially legalize it. Bowser spoke to reporters after a closed-door meeting, and here's what she had to say.
We did put on the table some issues that we may come back to them on that I think specifically they could help with as it relates to the Privacy Act and information sharing, any thoughts they had on more speedy approval of judges for our courts. We continue to reiterate the need to remove the rider that prevents us from taxing and regulating marijuana.
The mayor says she shares Congress's concern about the crime problem in D.C., but there have been improvements. She expects more improvements throughout the month and to the end of the year. Guys?
Well, Leonard, the mayor brought up marijuana sales as being able to get congressional approval to tax it. Can this become a reality?
Well, Republican House Chairman James Comer told me and other reporters today that he's very open to the idea, and similar to the cooperation over RFK Stadium, where he also tried to help usher that through Congress, he's looking at that issue as a very serious one to help the district. And it's one the mayor and police officials have said that there's a lot of illegal criminal activity that goes on around marijuana sales, and so that's something that would eliminate it overall if it is regulated. Reporting from the newsroom, Leonard N. Fleming, DC News Now. Back to you.
All right, Leonard, thank you. It's been less than 2 days since a home exploded in Arlington County after an hours-long standoff between police and 56-year-old James Yu. That explosion rocking much of the area and heard for miles around the DMV yesterday. Police saying they now presume you to be dead and are turning all efforts to investigating how that massive explosion happened. Now, during the standoff, neighbors were evacuated from nearby homes after you fired a flare gun up to 30 times. Our Haley Milon is in the community and she spoke to neighbors today, some who knew you for quite some time.
Neighbors here tell me they were evacuated quite quickly on Monday night during the tense police standoff. They didn't have enough time to grab everything they needed and didn't know when they'd be returning home. Today, they were finally allowed past the police tape here to grab the essentials from their homes. Now, one couple tells me they were actually outside of their home at the time of the blast. This moment felt far and wide in Ballston. Neighbors several blocks away say it knocked them off of their couches and took out their power. The Mitchell family lives right across the street.
When the explosion happened, we were actually outside behind the house to the side, and the explosion blew us back.
And they haven't been home since, staying at a hotel with their dog. Today, getting to go beyond the crime tape to grab belongings.
This is the first time we're able to go down and see it during the daylight.
Across the street, the site of the duplex where suspect James Yu once lived, only rubble and framing remains. Tracy Mitchell's lived on the street for 55 years. Her connection to Yu goes back just as far. The two went to elementary school together, but she rarely saw him, if ever.
Kept his foil over the windows, over the doors.
She also knew the family living on the other side of the duplex, whose home was a casualty of the explosion. As investigators work to learn the exact cause of the home explosion, Mitchell says the outcome is upsetting.
You know, it's just sad to see that.
And it's a waiting game for neighbors to learn when they can return to their homes. Mitchell says that the county's paying for 2 more nights in a hotel, and then she hopes her family will be able to return home after that. In Arlington, Haley Milon, DC News Now.
Haley, thank you. Also developing tonight, DC's Mayor Muriel Bowser is expected to announce a new tool to fight crime in the district. Bowser and DC Police Chief Pamela Smith are making plans to ramp up the city's response to crime alongside other local and law enforcement officials amid pressure. When asked today about launching another new tool amid recent police staffing challenges, Bowser said the police department will find a way to make it work. An official announcement with more details is expected tomorrow.